So auntie ways.
So auntie way.
So auntie ways.
Girl, what's the tea? So auntie way.
Doing the
Auntie
plot,
Way.
honey. Giving you a little bit of Debbie Duke. Yes. Welcome to So Auntieways, episode 10. This is Mike Diamond.
This is Miss Matinga.
This is Booby.
Yes, and once
Episode
again,
10.
hi ho, we
already.
on the go. We rock it to the beat in stereo. Yes. Welcome,
Yes.
everybody. Welcome.
Hi hoes. Hi hoes. That's all I wanted to say.
Do you know what I was singing before? I believe I'm too high. Girl,
Yes.
I believe I can touch the sky.
But you know what? Like some cute songs that now we can't listen. You know what song I love? I love that song Two Step. No, it's not two. It's a Step in the Name of Love is what the name is called. Is the song called Step in the Name?
That's
But
Stacey
it's-
Ladder song?
No, but it's by that rapist dude that like we can't get behind anymore.
Can you narrow that down?
Oh, there's so many.
There's so many.
Booby, what's his?
Dude.
But what's his name? That he was like really like a horrible.
You mean
like,
the
molester.
producer Scott Rudin?
No, who's also awful. This is the R&B singer that he sang "I Believe I Could Fly." R. Kelly.
Oh, R. Kelly.
R.
Oh,
Kelly.
And I
honey.
love his song "Step in the Name of Love," but can't
That's-
listen to it no more. Damn.
That's a whole other can of underage worms.
Yeah.
Well, you know
also,
what?
Also,
Underage worms.
"Remix to Ignition" is a good song too.
What is Ignition?
Remix to Ignition. It's
What is
the
it?
song. The song is actually called Remix to Ignition. There's no song called
Oh.
Ignition. The song's called Remix to Ignition.
Listen, if it's not Selena Gomez, I don't know what it's about. Okay.
Selena Gomez.
So, Selena Gomez. Let's bring on our very special guest
yes.
this week, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to present to you the legendary, the fabulous Jaymes Mansfield is with us.
Woo!
Pop me right in there, even know it's to pick my nose. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Girl can't
Hello,
help it. The
James.
girl can't help it.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
How are you, sweetheart?
For your guys' taste, I was trying to give like a Debbie Gibson kind of vibe.
Totally.
Yes.
You're-
Listen, so long as the girls are perched, you're in. And
You look
are
gorgeous,
in,
honey.
girl.
You look gorgeous.
You're in.
Hey, James, I want to ask you a question. I saw something on your Facebook page. Maybe you can define it for me. What is a boob fart?
A boob fart?
Yeah.
I could show you, but I can tell you. Just give me 2 seconds. Wait.
Oh, wow. She's actually going to do it.
Honey, you
Okay.
delayed for a quick second. I thought you said a boo fart. I was like, girl, what is a boo fart? I was like, well, let's ask Boo. He's right there.
That's where the.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, that's how we do when we have guests. I say one thing and they just flee the scene immediately.
Hey,
Let's
everybody,
discuss
we're
her
gonna-
backdrop.
We're going to talk with everybody after the show, so everybody stay tuned.
Okay, now let's make it a bit
Wow, that looks-
explicit. So just give me. It depends on the
Oh.
kind of breastplate you have.
Oh, my goodness. I love that. I love we're getting
Let me just-
CGI here.
Oh.
Okay. Now, what happens is if air gets trapped under here. Oh, I have breasts on already. That's why it's not making the noise.
It's
You got
breast on
top of
breast.
breast. Yeah.
breast on breast on breast. Okay,
Oh.
that.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh. Ah.
Hugs you the boobs part.
Oh my goodness. Oh, he said, oh my
I
God.
heard it.
Should I feel ashamed that I found that kind of hot?
I
Honey.
mean, do you have shame left at this point, Matinga?
Really,
I-
girl?
if only. If
Yeah,
breast
only.
on
Fair.
breast action. I love it. That's the kind of quality content that you only find here on So Auntieways.
That's pretty
Boob
quality.
farts. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Breast
it's
on
like
breast
that, it's
action.
like that
So,
story
James,
that it's like that story Hedda Lettuce told us one time. Faggot loves boob farts. Faggot loves boob farts. Faggot loves boob farts.
yes.
That sounds like it had a lettuce joke.
Yes. Yes.
Meaning that she stole it.
Exactly.
So- Speaking of drag queens, now James,
Love
many
it.
many people know you from RuPaul's Drag Race season 11. Was it 11? Or was it 10?
9.
9. Oh my God, the seasons are just flying by.
Not this season.
Except this one dragged on and on and
Oh,
on
really?
and on.
Miniseries.
Oh, child, but we'll get into it.
Game of
now,
Thrones got to the point quicker.
Exactly. Hello. Now, but you also are very well known on YouTube. You do many things, primarily wig styling and now puppets. You're making puppets. That is
Yes, I'm making
incredible.
puppets.
That's incredible.
I came up with props today. Oh my God, I brought one just to show you.
I live for the puppets.
Let's
Ugh.
see.
No, I'm doing some Matingas used to do and shove my fist up something right now.
Oh,
Hey.
There, yes, honey.
There she is.
Yes.
Now that
Oh
is
Miss
my
Rue.
God.
And Miss Rue makes an appearance. Hey, Rue. Girl, you're
now
I
that
looking,
wish
is
I
the
had an impression
RuPaul
for you.
puppet.
she's
My
looking
talent ends
frozen.
there.
Well, the laugh was on point in that video you did with the RuPaul puppet. Her hacking
No, but
laugh
honey,
that she
it
does.
She
was
sounds like she's dying. Yeah.
It was the Veneno
Yeah.
puppet. Oh my God, it came out so perfect. And I love Veneno so much, that show. And you're also been standing Veneno. So I was like, oh my God, she's going to make a Veneno puppet. And I was living.
That was interesting
So-
because like I had never heard of her before that TV show. Like I heard
Me either.
this first,
Me
and,
either.
like, how did I miss this?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, really, like,
Right.
talk about, like, we bandy about the term legend and icon, and, you know, but, like, she really is a piece of our history. And I think it was really incredible that these incredible actresses brought her back to us. And I also think that it was a shame that none of them got nominated for Emmys, because I think one or two needed an Emmy nomination.
What I really liked about that show is it really gave a platform to trans actresses, especially
Yes.
those who look like those ones you saw in like the 90s, like all the face and body work and everything. Like they don't get shown enough. And they actually use real trans women to play those parts. And it was so authentic. I loved it.
It was all trans women. It was incredible.
It was a great show. So how does drag, before we get onto our regular segments, I just want to know, how did drag lead you to puppetry, or was it the other way around? How did all this come about?
Puppetry led me to drag because I was obsessed with Waylon Flowers and Madam, of all things, to be obsessed with.
Yes.
Yes.
I learned how to make that puppet style, and then I would be a busker at Pride Fest and made no money and got no bookings. So I decided, well, screw this. I'll just become a drag queen. Because it's essentially just my drag anyway. Just, you know, my hand stuck up it.
You know, it oddly enough, it was fisting that led me to puppetry.
And
It
drag.
was really, yeah. And then Waylon, and then, yeah, exactly. I see you. And Waylon Flowers and Madam. She actually Waylon Flowers and Madam had a half-hour television show. It was probably in the 80s. I think it ran for 2 seasons. And they would show it at like 11:30 at night because it was kind of grown up. And honey, my like little kid ass would sneak, you know, up and watch it on our little black and white rabbit ear antenna set. And I with like,
your luxurious blonde hair.
It wasn't blonde, but it was long and straight and beautiful. And you can't take it. And you can't take that from me, Michael. You can't, because it's
I'm
mine.
gonna take it from you, bitch, and put it back in the bag you bought it.
It was chemically relaxed.
Jumbo braid.
It was straight. And honey, this one talks about her long hair, and she's wearing like a macrame plant holder on her head, Michael.
Let me tell you, bitch, honey, it's hard out here for a crimp, okay?
It is.
So let's just get it correct.
It is indeed.
All right. Now let's before we move on to the regular segments, someone is now still doing Madam. It's obviously not Waylon Flowers because he has passed, but there is someone doing Madam who I met somewhere at something. Yeah, I'm sure there is somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to our regular segments. The first segment we're going to do is Girl, What Are You Featuring? And Jaymes, as our guest this evening or afternoon, would you like to start?
Sure. What I'm featuring currently is I really got into this Netflix series about Luis Miguel, the singer.
Yeah.
Girl, that man's life is so trifling. I am so so intrigued by it. Like just the father and all the drama. I was all about it. And they put it in English so I can actually understand it.
Is it dubbed in English or English subtitles?
It's dubbed similar to how they dub Veneno. Like it's all completely dubbed in English.
Oh.
Latinka, you've seen Luis Miguel in concert.
It's so funny that you mentioned Luis Miguel, Jaymes. I love Luis Miguel. Luis Miguel is my favorite Latin singer. He is the balladeer of the Latin world. And not only is Luis Miguel fucking gorgeous, I mean, a gorgeous man, but one of the most beautiful voices that God has ever given to a man on this planet. Just beautiful voice. He's a total douchebag. He's nasty to women. He drove Mariah Carey insane. Like she ended up in the hospital after he broke up their engagement. Like he's a douche. He also dated Daisy Fuentes, that 90s model, and dicked her over as what Miss Daisy Fuentes. Yes.
MTV VJ?
Yes. He hit every lovely up and coming
Latina.
star Latina.
No, he didn't.
he's
No, he
but-
didn't. Wait a minute.
Honey, I said up and coming, girl, up and coming.
Not down and out.
And but yeah, I'm with you, Jaymes. I think he is the greatest.
So
the
is this like
greatest.
it's a miniseries or it's a documentary?
It's a Netflix limited series. They're gonna release episode. They're gonna release series 2 today. But yeah, I watched the whole thing with my boyfriend, and I was intrigued. I was here for the drama and all the lies and things they added to it. But yeah, I was gonna say the thing I'm not featuring is the real Luis Miguel because he seems like a total douchebag.
Wow.
Yeah. He's also apparently quite the heavy drinker.
Yeah.
And where's a toupee? It's a good one though. Yeah. So
Well,
apparently-
let's not judge people. Jaymes is wearing like 11 toupees right now. They're
How
gorgeous
dare
and
you.
blonde. No, listen.
I've seen him in concert at least 11 times with my mom, and and both of us swoon and flood the floor. We do.
I was gonna
Ooh.
say, like, he's sort of like what I gathered from Luis Miguel growing up because I wasn't exposed to that music. He always came off as sort of like the Mexicans' answer to like Michael Bolton.
Ah.
Miguel Botona. See.
But even bigger, like who's
Miquel
like
Bodonta.
who's the biggest American balladeer? Like who's
Oh gosh. Paula Abdul.
Who's no Miss Paula? Hey Paula. I mean, like Americans really don't do balladeers,
like
really.
Johnny Mathis?
Even bigger than that. Like he's such
Frank
a huge
Sinatra?
star. Yeah, like kind of like a Frank Sinatra. He's that big. Like, honey, don't sleep. He might be a Mexican artist, but he is a huge star. A huge star.
Neil Diamond.
Miss Neil Diamonds. Yeah, but kind of like in that zone.
You know, I'm
Neil
distantly
isn't my-
related. He's my
To Neil
uncle
Diamond?
twice removed.
Did you say twat
on
removed?
the
On the diamond side.
Is your uncle twat removed?
All right. Okay, so
That's
anyway,
not right.
Miss Booby, what are you featuring this week, honey? And it better involve caffeine. Perk up, sister. What are you featuring?
What I'm featuring is something that so many people take for granted. Chinese food.
Oh,
Wherever you go, there's
Yes.
some good Chinese food, and you gotta find. And if you
Yes.
don't find it, then you don't move there.
Yeah. And now now unfortunately in your neighborhood is there good, because I'm feeling there's no good Chinese in your
no,
neighborhood.
we found a good one.
Okay.
One. Yeah, we had some out of town guests come visit us and stay with us this week, and thank God for the Chinese restaurant. It delivered on cue, and it was fabulous. And I just, I can't speak enough of Chinese food.
you can't live with just Panda Express. You gotta have the good shit.
No, you got to get the good shit. Thank you.
Honey, but listen, I will take some Panda Express in a pinch.
If I'm
If you're at the
shopping,
mall,
Yeah.
I will have me some Panda Express. Way too expensive, and they keep them in those heating trays. So what you get is like this desiccated, like little piece of pork, but you still enjoy it.
been there.
Trust.
Been there, honey.
Yeah. Honey, but you mean at the club?
But you know what? I think that Panda Express, it's owned by like some weird like culty thing, and they make the employees go through some kind of like Scientology bullshit.
Really?
Oh,
It's
really?
not exactly Scientology. Yeah, it's some kind of weird,
Isn't there another
thing.
one? Isn't there another one like Walk and Roll, like that is in malls a lot? Walk and Roll.
You
Walk.
bought a walk, bitch.
Listen, you know what I miss? Orange Julius. If we're talking about malls,
Who's he?
I miss me
The
a
guy from
good
the tanning
Orange
salon?
Julius.
Yeah.
Orange Julius, Miss
Yeah.
Thing. Yes, from
Yeah.
the tubs. Miss Orange Julius.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's where you get like a hot dog and like a slushy thing in Times Square. It was like that kind of feeling.
Yes, but the honey, an Orange Julius. You know what an Orange Julius tasted like? You remember those aspirin
My
that they
ass.
used? They would give their St. Thomas aspirin, and they taste like orange, and they give them to little kids, and you'd have to take like 7 of them,
Oh.
Yes.
and they were like really
To get
chalky
high?
and horrendous. No, they're just like children's aspirin, but that's
Just
what Orange
orange
Julius
flavor.
tastes. Yeah, it tastes like that's what Orange Julius tastes like.
I always compare it
And
to
you-
like that
and you
little
cra-
cheap pencil that smell like oranges. That's like what the taste would probably be like if you imagine eating it.
Oh, say it again.
Ooh.
What sort of orange?
I always imagine Orange Julius like is sort of like if you like what that like hand soap, the really cheap stuff that like smells like oranges. If you were to eat that,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Julius
Yeah.
Day for me.
It's
Yeah,
purely it's purely artificial, but
Isn't
so
that
good.
that soap is called like Cashmere Bouquet or something, right?
I was hired at an Orange Julius at the mall in California by your Aunt Nikki's house. That's the Santa Monica Pier. So the mall that's right there. What mall is that? The Santa Monica Mall.
I'm gonna guess the Santa Monica Mall.
The Santa Monica Mall. And I also got cruised by a porn star in that mall
No,
as
you
well.
no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
No.
Yes, I did. And it was a gay porn star, and he was walking by with his girlfriend.
Still alive?
I don't think so, sweetie.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name, girl?
I don't know. It was 30
right.
years ago. It was 1990.
You remember Eric Manchester?
Love me some Eric Manchester.
Oh, wow.
But you know what? Pencil Dick, though. Which I
he was a porn star.
Because you know when they've got like a pencil dick, it's like stabbing the wound, and you're just like,
ow.
But you know who had a really huge dick? His sister Melissa Manchester.
Miss Melissa Manchester. Oh no, honey!
Don't
She
cry
would
out
always tell her
loud.
tricks. Don't cry out loud.
Honey, it was so big, she couldn't even take the morning train because it would get caught in the door.
Nope, nobody's letting you out of this basement. Don't cry out loud.
Don't
It ain't
cry
gonna make
out
no
loud.
difference.
Just keep it inside, girl.
Bitch, learn how to hide your feelings.
Those feelings, honey.
Okay, Miss Matenga, what are you featuring this week?
So, what I am featuring two super quick things. I am featuring brunch outdoors with good friends. Yes, I am, because I did it yesterday. Brunch outdoors with good friends. Although yesterday was kind of cold. And I am also featuring the little video clip that Tamisha Iman did for the reunion show.
Hold up, wait.
Oh, spoilers, just in case.
Spoilers. I know that there are people listening that are not caught up.
cut out.
You're gonna spoil the Zoom reunion show for people.
Yeah. So like for 40 seconds, you can tap out. But so each of the girls, and I think a bunch of the girls did really well with this as well.
RuPaul. We're talking about RuPaul.
We're talking about RuPaul. Yeah. So each of the girls during their Zoom reunion show had to, do a little interview and then do a little video, either of something that they lip synced or an original piece. And a couple of them were really cute, like Utica and Denali, and a couple of them were cute. But Miss Tamisha Iman did a little video for a tune she put together called Arrogance, and it's a little diss track with voguing, and it was the only song that I actually wanted to hear again, and it turned me out. There was voguing, it was fierce. Like I was like, yes, girl, yes. So I'm featuring that. Tired voguing.
But it was voguing.
Well,
but the track was kind of cute. The track was sort of cute.
I
it was
agree.
so throwaway, but it was cute.
Is it like Milo Freeman? Is that the guy's name that produced it? Is he like? I think that's maybe what it is. It's very ballroom sound.
Very.
Super ballroom, yeah. And then at the end, like they lift her up, like it was cute and she looked beautiful. And like there's just like a little moment where she's just kind of like giving them sort of this, but her smile's like really real. And it was just like I was like, I felt like it was like a redemption moment for her.
They lift her up and her ostomy bag. It was
and her ostomy bag comes out. Ooh, talk about that would be legendary, honey.
Swinging that shit.
So that turned me out. A couple of them turned me out, but I was like, yes, Tamisha Iman.
Yes, all right for Tamisha Iman. I also enjoyed that, and I also enjoyed Lala Ree's.
Miss
I don't remember the number actually. Yeah, I just thought it looked great. She did like a duet with some other little raps.
Yes, and
it was fab. It was fab.
I won't say who I thought did badly, but I thought one person did really, really badly.
So did I.
But I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to. I don't want to
drag Tina Burner into this. Mama, that ain't right.
Let's move on.
But you know what? Let me tell you about I like Tina Burner and everything, but I swear to God, every time
Tina.
I see her, I want a hot dog with mustard and ketchup. I just do. That color scheme is too much.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
it's too much
right now.
As we say in New York,
a
a dirty water dog. I love a dirty water dog.
Ew.
Because that water, they're in that water for days on end, and that water becomes rank and disgusting.
But the hot dogs are fierce.
But the hot dogs are fierce, and honey, and when they're done, that dirty dog water, like you can make a soup, like a hot dog soup out of that water.
Oh, girl, look, I know you had struggles coming up, but
it was hard, man.
You know,
listen,
hard.
The salt mines. There's even a documentary. Leave me alone.
But you know what? I I do not buy food from trucks and things of that nature and carts because you have to ask yourself, where are these motherfuckers washing their hands?
But I will
Good
buy
question.
drugs.
That's flavor, boo.
But I will buy drugs from a 14-year-old Dominican kid straight out of his sneaker. I will
Honey,
do that.
I found a bottle on the street, a prescription bottle up here in Hickory Farms a few weeks ago. I sure enough spotted it out, scooped it up. It was when the snow melted.
What
And-
was it?
Well, I Googled it. I looked at my little magnifying glass. I Googled it. And yes, I took it.
Mary.
Oh my!
There's no guarantee that what's in the bottle is
Is
the
what's
same
in
thing.
the bottle.
Yeah.
No, bitch. I looked at the pill under my magnifying glass that I use for my bonsai.
So
And
what
I got
was
the
it?
little-
You said you took it, but you didn't say what it was.
No, I sure didn't. So let me tell you what I'm
Some poor
featuring
old
this
lady out in
week.
New York who's just without her arthritis medication.
Yeah.
Exactly.
taking
it was for my sciatica.
Mhm.
It was like probably like some
Girl, I-
lactulose for your constipation.
Bitch, I found Boniva right there on the street.
Don't talk about Miss Boniva. You know I live
What
for
I
Miss
am
Boniva.
featuring this week, I am featuring a YouTuber. Her name is Luxaria, and she is a
Luxaria.
makeup artist. And I'm not James. You know Luxaria. I'm not
The name sounds
big.
familiar.
Yeah, like I don't know how she came up in my feed, the algorithm, whatever. And I don't watch like makeup stuff. I'm not into the makeup sphere, the makeup influencers. She is so entertaining. I'm obsessed with this chick. She's from the UK, and she does like bad makeup breakdowns, advice. Her and her friend Rowley, I guess that they're like best buds over there in the UK, and they cover episodes of Botched or like Toddlers and Tiaras. Like it is hilarious. It is hilarious. And then I did like a little research on her. She also has a video game channel. I guess people watch other people play games on Twitch.
Oh
I
yeah.
had no idea.
Oh, that's a big
I
thing.
had no idea.
Honey,
I'm like,
I don't
why-
even know what Twitch is.
I have Twitch. I have one follower. I swear to God. But I've never done anything on Twitch. So, why would I have followers? So that's what I'm featuring, Luxaria. And I will leave a link to her videos in the description. I'm obsessed. She's hilarious. And also she's like a trained biochemist who also now does makeup. She's really something.
Michael,
She has
you
enough.
you sent
I'm not
sent
enough.
me
She has enough.
She has enough.
you sent me a clip of this kind of gothy type girl, and for a half an hour she described. We lost Boo. He got over it. He was like,
He'll
"I
be
am
back.
out." Didn't never like her.
You heard biochemist. I'm out of here.
She said biochemistry.
I'm outta here.
Hold up. I need to go take my
I
constipation
don't hang out with the
medicine.
educated.
What? I need some Boniva. I'm going to crush it up. But no, you sent me a video of this girl, this kind of gothy girl. And for a half hour, she describes what it is to have and what it feels like to have a cocaine overdose. And
Cocaine
it
and
was-
speed.
And cocaine and speed. And girl, like it was so entertaining. Like and halfway through, I felt like I was on cocaine and speed. I was like,
I had to
oh my
watch it in
God.
segments.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God.
I was
Oh,
going to
that
say,
part-
you need to make
that-
bars to explain what that felt like.
Yeah.
We didn't know from experience, girl.
I mean, let's just say it brought up some bad memories.
That person's really
But honey, she's
interesting.
definitely OD'd on cocaine and speed because she understood what the whole process was like.
Well, she
definitely
talks about
does.
it. Basically, she does OD while talking about that video. So that person, the channel is called Of Herbs and Altars, also from the UK. So this gothy makeup artist, I guess Wiccan. The interesting thing also is that that person identifies as male. You wouldn't guess that, would you?
Oh, you know what? Then it's so sorry. Him.
No.
Sorry about that.
No, I didn't know it until I came across that video. That's how they identify. Oh, and by the way, Luxaria also is a trans woman, which I forgot to mention. Which it doesn't make any difference one way or the other.
I love
but it
it.
does add to the kiki. Yeah, it does add to the.
It does
kiki.
add to the
So
kiki.
Miss Booby clearly ran off to get some Chinese food.
She's
Miss Booby's
having trouble
texting
with
me.
her internet, and she's
All
working
right,
on
well
it.
then whatever.
She'll get back to us as soon as she can. I think what probably happened, because you know that Bob is just like an absolute brute. You know how he is. And he probably bum rushed her ass and was like, I don't care if it's live online. I'm going to hit this. And Booby just got offline real quick to give Bob a piece. And he'll be back soon.
Yeah,
Because listen,
Miss
Bob,
Booby's gonna need
can't-
some Boniva, honey.
Yeah, honey, it's you can't mess with Bob when he wants some. You know, I've heard stories.
I thought it was like a Sex and the
Well, then
City
let's-
kind of thing where Samantha breaks up with a Post-it note, like that kind of situation.
Oh,
Honey.
oh, that's rough.
Oh,
That's honey.
Sex in the City.
A ghost
just like
it
that.
note.
Coming back. Sex in the City.
But
And
why?
Kiki Trail has left
But
us.
why?
You know what?
She's the smart one out of the whole group.
I actually enjoyed the films. I didn't watch the TV series too much, but for some reason I went to go see the 2 films, and I actually enjoyed the movies. I thought that anytime I get to see John Corbett, who I think is a spectacular man.
One of those men
Is
where
that's not
like,
Mr.
he
Big.
shouldn't be attractive, but he is.
He is. He just gives off manliness.
Was he the
And
dude
you know-
that was in my Big Fat Greek
Yes.
Wedding?
Yes.
That guy.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he's cute.
Yes.
He's cute in a normal sort of way.
And Northern Exposure, he was the DJ. He was Chris the DJ.
I never watched Northern Exposure.
Oh, Northern Exposure was so good. It was
That's with the
excellent.
moose. That's with the moose.
With the moose, yeah, with the big moose.
Yeah, I forgot that actress's name. But so while Miss Booby is off getting Chinese food, let's not keep the listeners and viewers in suspense. We're going to move right along to our boy crush segment. And Jaymes, again, as our guest, why don't you go first? And let it be known that you're in a relationship. So, you know, this is all fantasy talk. Fantasy.
Oh no, thirst transcends a relationship. You're allowed to like lust after famous people as long as you don't stalk them. I believe that's the rule.
Yes.
Now,
Right.
Yes, that is the rule.
I would say who I think is really tasty right now has to be, I'm going to circle right back to what I was featuring, the man that plays Luis Miguel, Diego Boneta. He used to be in telenovelas like
Oh.
Rebelde and stuff like that. He is fine.
Yes.
Way cuter than the real Luis Miguel.
Was he a
Wow.
Was he a member of Rebelde?
He was ensemble cast for this telenovela.
Oh, okay. Rebelde was an interesting soap opera because it was like about a group of singers that it was almost like a Hannah Montana sort of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. And
Hannah Montana.
and they had hits, and one of them was gay. I kind of thought they were terrible
Oh,
as a singing
Okay.
group. I thought they were terrible.
a lot of crossovers from that era didn't really pan out. Talia,
Yeah.
remember her crossover? Good Lord.
Oh, Miss Talia. But at least Talia, like, honey, she got Matola. She got the
Oh.
ring on it. And Talia
She's
is she's so beautiful too. That woman is gorgeous.
I believe
She's
it's
5
pronounced
feet tall.
Talia.
Talia.
So, James, what is the actor's name again?
Diego Boneta.
Diego Boneta.
Boneta,
Okay.
do it.
He
Diego Boneta,
do it. Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to look him up. And with telenovelas, isn't there always at least one character named Paloma? Right?
Jessica Paloma. Yes.
Rosa.
There always has to be a Paloma.
And then at some point,
Yeah,
someone
okay.
gets called. Un maldita, maldita.
Un maldita. Now, what does that mean?
It's like I think maldita is like saying, damn you.
Like pendejo?
Pendejo.
saying
Yeah,
pendejo,
pendejo is like
yeah.
calling somebody. Yeah, is like calling somebody stupid.
I love
Fantastic.
telenovelas because like it's the only time in the like when you watch television where there could be like a beautiful wedding and like grooms get kidnapped or like something explodes. Like some shit's gonna go down, guaranteed. Nothing's ever happy.
Honey, I will get into a novella, and novellas are crazy. They're an hour long. There's one every day. I don't know, and they go on for like 6 or 7 months. Like, I don't know how they film these things. How do you film an hour-long drama and have an episode every day? And like, and shit is crazy. People switch husbands, babies get kidnapped. One has a twin sister that she never knew about. There's, then a woman decides to start up her own cartel, and then suddenly she's running Mexico.
I saw
That
one
would be
where
Paloma.
not the villain was eaten by wolves.
Yes. Honey, you gotta get into a good novella too. And you know who also do good novella? Of course, the Colombians and the Mexicans do great novellas. But you know who do really good novellas? The Brazilians, and Morocco does really, really good novellas. Yeah, because they do a lot. They show a lot of them in Spanish countries. They just dub them over.
And like over in Bollywood, isn't there like some really famous clip of someone in like an Indian soap opera getting slapped and she just like the woman just like rolls into the drapes, into the columns, against the wall, and down. She gets like one slap, and she like rolls for 30 seconds. I'm gonna have to find that clip.
She gets tangled up and hangs
too
herself.
She gets tangled up. She comes out. Her hair is suddenly crimped.
There's one famous clip online from a novella where this woman is yelling at this woman in a wheelchair.
That's Maria de Barrio.
And it's like, whoa! She just goes over the top, honey. It is so brilliant.
Like you said, like that was one of those long-standing novella storylines where like the villain got killed, came back, married into a family, like started sleeping with Talia's son that she had lost. Like there was so much that happened there.
Yeah, honey.
A woman in a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
don't sleep.
Here's the thing about wheelchairs. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be ableist. And, you know, I support, you know, the rights and privileges of all differently abled people. Watch the toes with those wheels, please. Sidewalks are only so wide. Watch the toes, Mary. Don't make me be that bitch from that clip.
Well, you know what really bothers me is when they come to the club. No, I'm just kidding. Watch the toes. No, that doesn't bother me. Watch the toes.
You don't need no new prescription. Watch the
He can feel my empty pain. No. Actually, like come to the club, carry on. The one thing I don't like at the club is like when your nasty ass decides to get fisted on the dance floor and you poop on the dance floor. And
girl,
it
don't
has
nobody
happened.
do that.
Miss Thing, me and you have been at the club when that happened. Like literally, we were
one
at the club.
time.
But once was enough, girl. Trust
I told
me.
you not to eat
dance floor?
that
He
burrito.
shit the dance floor. He was getting fisted on the dance floor. We were at the Saint party.
It was Roseland. It was
Roseland, but it was like the black
Okay,
party.
it wasn't a nice club.
Yeah, and she got fisted
nice
on the
club.
dance floor. They pulled out.
It was
she pooped the
Rosebud
floor,
Land.
but it was like a torrent of feces, and then it's dark, so people were stepping in it and slipping. And honey, she killed it. Honey, I had to pick this one up and run to the other side of the club. She almost fainted.
Well, Miss,
Believe it or not,
you know
that
how,
is
like,
not the Alice story I've heard on one of these shows from YouTube.
No,
usually the fell stories are ours.
Rectum hanging out was the worst one.
Oh, but you know what though?
I've lived a life, damn it.
There's science and logic to it. Like, you know how like for like a musical on Broadway, they do use like dance sand? They were just doing a different take on it, darling, on the dance floor.
Well, strangely enough, all they did was come out and like just throw some cat litter on it, just so that people had traction. Because, honey, the party must go on.
Oh, the party did not end.
The party did not end, honey.
But that's pretty disgusting. Like, do you remember the Save the Robots? And they would have
sawdust all
on
over
the floor.
Yeah, sawdust on the floor.
Oh, Miss Booby.
Hey,
Miss
gorgeous,
Booby.
beautiful.
Happy, loca.
My internet, something happened with my internet and the computer, so I'm on my phone.
Oh, but you know
okay.
what? The lighting is way better. You actually have like this warm glow.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Okay. And we can see your Star Wars brother.
But it is giving a little bit of a fisheye sort of feeling. So you do like it's like you're in a fishbowl.
Oh, you know, girl, that's so funny.
Spine on you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I wanted to ask a question, but I think it'd be more appropriate if we actually had a female here. The term fishy, is it now just too hot to use that term to describe, like it's slang for like a female is fishy? Because it can be offensive. I can see how.
Yeah. I think you have to know your audience.
Out.
Fishy is out.
Mm-hmm. Fishy is no longer a term people use anymore.
Okay.
Okay. So like,
okay.
What's her name? That idiot. Fresh tilapia. What the fuck?
Oh, Gia Gunn. Miss
That
Gia Gunn.
bobbleheaded bitch.
Gia Gunn.
Don't nobody see her gun? Yeah, her.
Yeah.
So she can no longer be called fresh tilapia.
Well, I think if you call a girl fresh tilapia, I think if you know your audience and you know the girl and you're like, girl, you're looking very fresh tilapia today, she might take it okay. But like you got to know your audience, I think.
I agree with
like
you.
You can't be like, oh.
Let's say that again.
Yeah, I agree with you. I believe it's a case by case basis amongst your friends.
It's case by case. Yeah, because
you can't be like, yo, Sally, you're serving flounder. Yo, back it up. Right.
Although I will say, from watching your shows, I do still use the term cunt.
Oh yeah,
honey. Because listen, you know what?
Like that word.
Bob doesn't like the word cunt. Hit a nerve, did we?
That's who we are, honey. That's who we are, and
Also-
that's how it be.
How can you hate the word if you love me?
Exactly.
Oh, exactly.
Exactly. And honey,
Exactly.
I'm like, if we can't use fishy anymore, I'm gonna start using fresh tuna. I'm gonna be like, look, baby, you want to get into this fresh tuna over here? I got some mayo. We could,
You want a bit for tuna?
honey. I got some mayo. We could turn it into tuna salad. Okay.
Honey.
Jesus Christ.
Do you want
Yes,
this
honey.
hot dog water?
You want this dirty hot dog water right here, honey?
Do you want it?
Honey,
you
and
go.
then
So, Booby. So,
That
Booby, what
works.
you missed was. Are we still on here?
Boy
I
crush.
just had like a big beep. Oh yeah. So Miss James was telling us that she is crushing on someone called Jubetta Bonetta. Do it. What is his name? Diego Bonetta.
Yes, you got
Diego
it.
Bonetta.
Diego Bonetta. Look at me with the memory. That's Boniva. That's the magic, honey.
That's
Miss
found pills.
Miss Booby. Can you hear?
Yes,
Miss Booby, can you take it?
of course.
Yes, I think she
There's
can.
definitely delay. Okay, Miss Booby, who is your boy crush?
This week, my boy crush is I don't have one. Surprisingly, I've been feeling very asexual this week.
So then you know who your boy crush this week is?
My husband.
That's right, the man that you are betrothed to.
That's right.
That's right, Bobby.
So the week that
Daddy
you're feeling
Bob.
asexual, your crush is your husband. That's the week it's your husband.
When you're feeling so asexual.
Well, when I'm
Yeah.
feeling asexual against the world.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Then you know what? That's fair.
That's
You
fair.
don't have to have a crush. Matinga, who's
fair.
your boy
For
crush?
allowing me that, Myrna.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna let it stand, bitch.
Yes.
Thank you.
Myrna. Matinga, you go. I need a break. Go, Matinga, go.
So my boy crush this week is 27-year-old Colombian singer Maluma.
Oh.
Because
Ah.
and for not only is he like a fierce singer and reggaetonero with an incredible sense of fashion, and there are even some nudie pics out there if you scrub the net for them, because he has sent people pictures of his Lima, and it's quite lovely, uncut.
Really?
Yeah,
I love
but
it.
he's
This is
just
a very
beautiful.
very Latino episode. I love the Latino
Yes.
episode we're doing today.
And he's
Yeah.
but he's just beautiful. He has style, and and he's worked with everybody from Madonna to Ricky Martin to he's had hits on his own, and he is also one of the few people that I've ever seen perform at the Grammys. But like in Spanish, like he didn't come and do like one of his English songs. He did Feliz en los Cuatro, and
Sí, pero
yeah.
sí.
and it was,
Yeah.
and it was funny because the audience was so quiet because you have an audience of English speaking people. So they didn't really get it except for Selena.
Maybe they just have manners. Maybe they just have manners. Okay?
No, the audience.
And they
the
were
audience,
listening. They were listening to the performance.
the audience went dead. The audience went totally dead. And meanwhile, I'm at home. I'm like, Feliz en los Cuatro. But then at the end, Selena
Sí, pero so
Gomez,
was I, mommy, please.
Jennifer Lopez, Selena Gomez, and Rihanna all stood up and were like, yes.
Sí, pero sí, pero sí.
What's
And all he
interesting
did was
about
adobo
him
de
is, like,
chicken.
he made a point. He's not going to make English music. Like it's all going to be
Yeah.
Spanish music.
It's all Spanish for her.
Yeah, she is
Incredible.
not crossing over to English music at all.
And you know what? She doesn't need to. She doesn't need to, because I think there are those artists that, break out. Like, trust me, I've been to Luis Miguel shows and there are a lot of American girls there because they just think he has a beautiful voice and, he's so studly. So you can break into the American market and still stay true to, to your language. I think it's pretty rare, but
That's
I think
how
he's
I
done
did it. That's how I did it with
Yeah.
all of my club hits that you guys you're all so familiar with.
That we
I
all
just stayed
yes,
true to my
that was
vision.
one I
Astoundingly.
found.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, including
I
your
just stayed true to
last.
my
Now.
vision.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, who are you calling?
Including
this now? Thank you.
your last
Making
hit that
Phil
you
say that
had.
isn't problematic.
Yes, who you calling a cow, honey?
I stayed
know,
true to my
listen.
vision. I'm sorry. As an
video-
artist, I will not.
That video sent two people into rehab. Okay,
Well,
In
so
what
they,
way?
because
and
they
one of them
felt
one was me.
they felt so bad about themselves that they had to go into rehab, and then one of them was just a big drug addict.
Well, then enough about me. So let me tell you, it's so funny that we're talking medical now because my boy crush this week is a doctor. Yes, a doctor. And I need to preface this by saying, yo, I am a stupid bitch.
Here, here.
Because, yo, the other night, I slept real badly, right? Like I woke up every hour, my ears were hurting. I couldn't hear shit. I was dizzy. I had the ringing and everything. I says, all right, well, okay, let me go to the doctor. So I drive over to the Hickory Farms Hospital up here where I am. Girl, the doctor comes in and suddenly I remembered, oh, wow, I was here exactly a year ago for the exact same thing because I have allergies and I totally forgot. And it was the same fucking doctor.
Oh my gosh.
The lovely doctor. Girl, looking even lovelier. Now he had his mask on, but like the whiskers popping out, getting a little bit gray. And he looked into my ears, girl, and I could feel the heat from his body like colliding with mine. And so he was like, well, you know, you have allergies, remember, like from a year ago. And I was like, oh my God, what am I thinking? And he goes, listen. And he's like, listen, you know, my shift ends at 3. What are you doing later? And I said, look here, doctor. I said you could look at my ears. That doesn't mean everything is in play today, boo-boo.
Right.
And so what happened was that he gave me a prescription for Allegra Double D. You know her. And
Miss Allegra
okay,
Double
well, anyway,
D, my favorite stripper. Yes.
The point was, I'm a stupid bitch. I already had the fucking Claritin and the Flonase and whatever I found in the street. And I got to see my beloved doctor beep again. Ooh, his heat and his hairy forearms and his medical precision.
You were like, Dr. Beep. Motherfucker better stop the pressure.
So let me get this straight. He cruised you and still charged you $2,000 for the same thing?
Can you believe it? How come Medicaid don't cover that? My pussy needs to be worked.
Honey, he was like, listen, I'm off at 3 and your faggot ass better be nowhere in sight.
Girl.
Because I will run over you in my sedan.
Lies, bitch. I waited in the parking lot. He said, follow me to Walmart. So I did, girl. I waited there all night. He didn't ever come out the store. Anyway, that's my boy crush. The doctor.
Some nameless doctor in bumfuck
I'm not gonna
farmland.
I'm not gonna name him. I don't want to jeopardize his career or our future.
You're like, doctor, I'm not gonna be ignored.
I'm not gonna be ignored. You know what? Y'all be some hating ass bitches. All right. Let's move on to what we are not seeing.
Clearly. Yes.
What we are not seeing. Oh, good God. Okay. What we are not featuring. Now, Jaymes, I know you said earlier that what you're not seeing is Luis Miguel the human. Do you want to stick with that, or do you have an additional thing that you're not seeing?
I feel like that's pretty safe because I don't like to hate things, you know. I'm a very loving person.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll stick the safe answer I had before.
Well, you know what? Luis Miguel is definitely deserves a little bit of hate. He definitely can be, you know, he's problematic.
Yeah, I will say like a lot of the stuff I've seen ain't good, and the media really hates him. And I also don't see I never saw the sexiness, but I also didn't grow up with that. He kind of looks like one of Donald Trump's sons.
Oh,
like
yeah. Oh yeah, no, that's not cute.
He's got like that little gap. I'd hit it in a second. Oh my God. And now he's like in his late 50s and he's like he's gotten fat and the voice is going and he's like not, you know, and he could still, honey, he could pee on me in the morning and slap me around in the evening, honey. And I'd still be like,
or both at once.
I'd be like, Poppy, why do you pee on me? I love you and I try to make you a good man.
Are you doing that right now?
Sorry.
You're Lorena Bobbitt.
I'm sorry. It's called
doing Lorena Bobbitt. Yeah,
that's right. He hurt me.
No,
he hurt me.
You know what's so crazy about that? After his penis was reattached, John Bobbitt made like Frankenpenis porn after that.
He did porn.
He certainly did. He turned onions into that.
Yeah, and I've seen it.
He did, girl.
I've seen it.
And he's
all
kind
stitched up and nasty. Nah, he not.
Kind of in like a wife beater.
So wait a minute, Booby, are you saying that your boy crush is John Bobbitt?
Is John Bobbitt? That's who your boy crush is this week. You just didn't want to admit it, did you, Boo?
That's right.
And his horrid Frankenpeen.
Did you watch the documentary series on her?
The what?
Talk
The
about hot dog
documentary?
water.
Yes.
They did. Yeah, she didn't age well,
No.
Miss John Bobbitt. No.
No, he did. No, he did not. He
Oh.
did not. But he like
But you'd still do it.
me. Booby's the one that's into the Frankenbean.
Either one of you would do. You'd be like, I'm gonna make them stitches dissolve, and they're not even
No.
dissolvable.
Okay, you know, I wouldn't do John Bobbitt, but you know who I do in
Lorena.
his prime? Miss Lorena. Honey, we could make a salad together. Honey, Lorena, I don't even know her. No, I mean, no. In his prime, I would have sucked off Joey Buttafuoco.
In his
Oh,
prime,
girl.
In his prime,
I would rather do Lisa Fisher.
Oh.
I was thinking the guy from Friends.
because you
Sorry.
know she had a big dick too. You
Hold
know
up.
it.
First of all,
You know it.
I think you mean Amy Fisher because Lisa Fisher's a singer.
Lisa figures, ow,
Grammy
ow,
nominated Lisa
won't you save me?
Oh. Ew.
How can I ease the pain?
Honey. That's what you say to Joey Buttafuoco, and then he gets his wife to slap you and take a shot at you.
Weren't
Looks like
there like 3 Amy Fisher TV movies at one time? Like with Drew Barrymore, Alyssa Milano. and,
Alyssa
like,
Milano, that's the one I saw. It was cute.
that is just absolutely crazy. Ew, gross.
Men are gross.
So
Men are gross. But you know what? How many like gross men have we hooked up with?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
well, out of the 10 men I've been with in my life, probably 3,
Out of the-
maybe 3 have been kind
Out
of
of the 10,000?
What?
what?
Yeah.
Our
Out of the
connection, what?
Out of the
So Miss-
Tiananmen
my
Square,
ears down.
honey.
So Miss Booby, before we lose you again to the internet, what are you not seeing this week?
Again, I'm going to stick with food. Bad pizza.
Oh,
There's nothing
Okay.
worse than bad pizza.
oh my God. I'm with you, boo.
People
I'm
who
with you.
claim that it's New York style. Have you been to New York? It's
Yeah.
not like that. It ain't no cake.
No,
It's
what
pizza.
they
You're in New
mean
York-
is that you get the slice, but then you also get cut with a raisin when you turn around.
Well,
Yeah.
That's a New York.
you're in New
slice.
York City, and rather than going to a good pizzeria, you order Domino's.
Domino's. Oh my
Like,
god.
oh God, honey. Child, please.
So I thought New York style was like where you get it and like it's the grease is like seared through the paper plate it comes on or the napkin.
Yes.
You use
Yeah.
the makeup remover.
Yes. And it's a giant square, and you fold it and you eat it. No fork and a spoon or fork and a knife, excuse me. Like no fork and a knife. You fold up your slice, the triangle slice, and you eat it that way. And then like that with that last bite, you get all the grease that has gone toward the bottom. And you just
But enough
get it-
about your love life.
you get into the beard, and then 2 days later, when you're eating somebody's ass, your soul patch, as I like to call it, the flavor saver, suddenly transport a little bit of pizza taste, and suddenly you're like, "Damn, this ass is umami."
Because you
What
haven't
the
watched it.
hell?
No.
Why does this ass taste like pepperoni?
Yo, this
That is
ass
so
is serving
crazy.
oregano, yo.
And you're like, if you slap it, you're like, "Ooh, mommy." Oh, wait a second.
Slip it, rub it down. Oh no.
Oh, yeah, but bad pizza is a disappointment. They say
That
it's
pizza's so bad.
because of the water, like how you can only get good bagels in New York because of the water. It's something in the water.
It is the
Right.
water.
I think.
It is the water.
Miss Matenga, did we get to what you're not?
So
See?
what I'm not
Well,
featuring,
you know-
and I just want to like make a very flat blanket statement because I don't want to go down this road. 'Cause
But why make it like your ass?
It's a little bit. Oh, trust, honey. Well, you know that when I'm naked, I look like Opus from Bloom County. You know, I just look like a naked penguin with like a concave booty. Naked is not my best look. You know.
Oh, stop.
Oh, that's what they say.
stop.
Oh my God, stop. Don't come any nearer. But what I want to say is I just want to put this out as a quick little blanket statement because I don't want to go down this road too hard because it is quite the downer. But I do want to say that what I am not featuring in America this week is
This is a comedy podcast. This is a comedy
is a
podcast.
systemic and endemic racism in policing. And we have so
Now
many
make it funny.
examples, such as Dante Wright and George Floyd, and stopping people because they have like a little air freshener hanging from their thing, but just using that as a way to profile people, brown people, Latin people, Black people, Asian people, and it's really, really, it's sad, and and I hope there's a way for it to stop. I just want to put that out there. That's truly and actually what I'm not featuring.
It's a good non-feature.
Like that
I
time
get
that
behind
like the time that the cops stopped me when I was walking down the West Side Highway, minding my own business. Yes, it was 2 a.m. Yes, I was wearing a rainbow tube top, crotches, panties, and jellies. But they said that they thought that I was trying to sell it out there. And I was like, officer, wait, let me stick my tooth back in. No,
Yes.
I am not out here munching tray for dollars.
Thank you.
Well, you were munching tray, but you wasn't making no money.
But not for dollars. Exactly. Wasn't doing nothing
Girl, how much was
illegal.
a Subway token? A Subway token, girl.
20
Come on now.
25 cents back then.
So speaking of air fresheners, I do want to say
That's a
one
lot.
thing. That's a lot, girl. Yo, I knew someone that would
For
take
me.
like, you know, air fresheners for like your car, and they would
Yeah.
use it and hang it in their closet in their apartment.
Ugh,
For
that's
like
too piney.
Do you know how fucking toxic
the guy
it's
for
toxic?
$7?
I would like a child. Every time I went over there, I'd be like, I have such a headache, girl, but this apartment smells like a pine for it. Oof.
You know what? He probably
I'm
had
like-
smelly sneakers or something like that, probably, and he was trying to cover it up.
Probably.
Or-
Yeah.
Or
If
maybe
he
he
was in
was
San Francisco,
He
that'd
was
be
feeling
current.
fish. Exactly. Yeah. What's with those bitches that are into like ripeness and crusty punks and no.
No. Don't give me your ripe hole. I want you to hit it with some
Nah.
Lumi. I
Oh,
want
yeah.
I
Or
want it to be
Like a girl
neutral.
who will feel someone's heartbeat, but you don't want to smell someone's feet.
Well, but listen,
Right.
when I'm coming over, you need to do the deep cleanse. You know, you got to
Right.
call up Roto Rooter. That's the name, because I don't want to encounter any mess now. You know, it's
Right.
not
Like,
like
you'll
that.
give them
It's not like
a spinal exam from inside, but they better smell like cashmere.
Yeah.
Bouquet.
It's not like that time that I was high for 3 days in some hotel room with some dude and he pooped the bed and I just took it and threw it out the window and it hit some woman walking by with her baby in a carriage.
No, it's not
That
like
was
that.
you?
It was not like that.
No.
Oh,
Girl, I
that
was
is
on
foul.
uppers.
Do you know what I'm not featuring? By the way, I love that story. Do you know what I'm not
Matinga.
featuring?
Thank you.
I'm not featuring Matinga. No, so this is is it even a news story? I'm not even sure. It's been floating around. So there's this person named Colton Underwood,
Yes.
Yes.
and
her.
he was on The Bachelor, which
Yeah.
I've never seen, and
I
now
hate The
he came
Bachelor.
out. I've never seen The Bachelor, but now he came out and he's going to have a Netflix show about his
Yes.
coming out with Gus Notworthy. Okay.
Gus
Right.
Kenworthy.
I'll tell you why I
love
don't-
Gus Kenworthy.
Let me tell you why I'm not. Well, she's making her coins, but I think it's a questionable moral choice.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why I'm not seeing this. So we're going to reward this closeted,
Problematic.
problematic stalker, conservative,
Fully conservative,
asshole,
mind you. Super conservative.
Religious conservative.
hiding behind his religion when really he was just in the closet. So we're going to reward him with a Netflix show, okay, rather than give it to somebody who may have some actual entertainment value. That is what I'm
Like-
not seeing. Fuck him.
Like fucking right. And we're gonna castigate Little Nas X for putting out one of the
Who I
best
love.
videos of the year and a good song, just because
Sliding down
he
that
decided
stripper pole.
to hell and then giving the devil a lap dance. It's such marketing brilliance, but also beautifully executed. But he's getting castigated. But the handsome white guy gets all of the sympathy. And I do think that there's once again endemic racism in society, honey.
Yeah.
In society.
Well,
That's undeniable. But
what-
also, what I
you
think
know-
is ironic is like you could just go to show how out of touch Netflix and a lot of major people are that put TV shows together. Do they really think that a straight audience that watches The Bachelor is going to cross over and suddenly watch this show just because he's associated with it?
No.
Right.
Exactly.
I've never heard of him.
Exactly.
I've never heard of him before this week, but it just pisses me off. Like, why is he getting a series for being so brave and coming out at 35, but not like some trans person who comes out at 15 and gets kicked out of their house? I'd rather hear their story.
Yeah.
That would be more interesting. And also, all these faggots out here saying that he's hot and he's this and he's that. The same faggots that were thirsting over the QAnon shame and douchebag.
And the same
Or that
faggots that
Aaron
are
Scott
okay.
guy when he came
Yeah.
out. Like,
And the same homos those are the same homos going to Cancun and Puerto Vallarta and having like their giant COVID parties and coming home
girl.
And coming home with COVID. It's those very same ones. And you know, I will say that what made Colton interesting as a bachelor, I didn't watch that season because I don't like The Bachelor, but supposedly he was a virgin. He was the first virgin bachelor. And then he says that he was a virgin because he couldn't deal with his sexuality. Honey, you know that you sucked a little dick in high school. Honey, I was butt ugly in high school, and even I sucked dick in high school.
But you had that long, luxurious hair.
Alleged stalking stories that came out after, girl.
Yes, and then the stalking was very problematic.
So, I mean, listen, objectively, yes, he is a handsome man, objectively. He's, you know, but because he's like some like hot, muscly, whatever. Would I fuck him? Yes. I would pump and dump him. And on the way out the hotel room door, bitch, I throw a Bible at his head and say, you know what, you've had.
Honey, I'd give him 2 pumps and a dump. pull out that rubber mat, and I'll give you, honey, I'll show you what it means to be a faggot.
But I think that naturally brings us to the part of the show we like to call Just the Facts.
Remember that episode of Facts of Life when Mrs. Garrett got caught stealing?
Yes.
Now, this is where we talk about an episode of The Facts of Life, and we are still deep in season 2. And today we're discussing an episode called Gossip.
Yes. An episode the episode that I watched was like recorded at a frame rate that was a little too slow, and also the voices were completely off. So like I totally tripped out watching this episode.
Mine too.
I tripped out so lovely. I was like, "What,
girl? I'm sorry.
What's going on
some
with me?"
Some episodes are hard to find. Okay, who would like to summarize the basic premise of this particular episode?
I would say it's Tootie Gets Messy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So messy.
So messy. Like problematic and messy. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That is so perfect.
And thank you for tuning in to So Auntieways.
Because you know, Tootie's always been the gossipy snitch one. But it's always kind of fun. You're like, oh, she's just being a kid. But this time, like she goes too far and hurts people. And she has to learn a very hard lesson.
About wearing so many colors in one outfit. My God, who was dressing these girls?
Several people dressed that same way.
Do you know who got dressed the worst?
Mrs. Garrett.
Okay, so there's a never Mrs. Garrett, but there's a reappearance by some of the girls that got booted. So we got Nancy, Sue-Ann, and Cindy are back for this episode.
Yeah, everybody but Molly. Everybody but Molly.
Everybody was on Molly.
There was more than one girl. Because I watched this like, who the fuck is Susan or Nancy? I
just hit my head. Damn you.
These were series regulars, but only on the first season. Because by the second season, they had come down to just the 4 girls of Mindy Cohn and Tootie and Joe and Lisa Welch. But they brought back all the first season girls. It was cute to have them come back for a second.
But they didn't. But not Mr. Bradley.
No, now it's Mr. Harris or something.
A troll.
Wasn't he in Young Frankenstein?
I feel like he was Dr. Bombay. Like wasn't he Dr. Bombay?
Dr. Bombay.
Wasn't that the same actor as Dr. Bombay?
What are you talking about?
You don't know Dr. Bombay?
I know
from Bewitched.
That sounds like an ab fab name.
Dr. Bombay.
Dr. Bombay, darling.
Dr. Bombay is from Bewitched. Dr. Bombay. Paige and Dr. Bombay.
It was definitely a type. So but I was gonna say, you know who got played dirty was Nancy, because they put her in those blue like jodhpur pants, those horse riding pants.
Yes, like Genie.
Doing her no favors.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Mm-mm. So the basic gist of it is they're all going, the upper classes are going to New York for a cultural weekend.
Cultural exchange.
And they're all excited and picking out outfits, which makes no sense because they're like an hour from the city. Why are you so excited? Calm the fuck down.
Right.
And
exactly.
But Tootie can't go because it's only upper class. Because it's only upperclassmen.
Because Mrs. Garrett says to her, "Yo, the show is not called The Blacks of Life."
Ooh. Mama.
All right, so Tootie gets mad.
And but also
And
you
she's
can
like,
that
I'm
Tootie-
going to do some voodoo.
I'm going to do some voodoo that you do so well. But the thing is that Miss Tootie, what's going on is Tootie is feeling, not only is she feeling left out, but she's feeling like the girls are not paying attention to her and treating her like a child.
Right.
And so she figures that, it's her little gossip mongering that gets the girls interested. And so she goes about garnering some good gossip. And part of the gossip is, and it's just not good to gossip, although like on this particular telecast, who you talking about? Like that's what we do here is
What
gossip.
she was doing was worse than gossip, though.
Yes.
Why is that?
Yes.
Just turn into Gawker. Come on now.
Yeah.
Like,
And also-
she listened to somebody's private conversation
Through a
and then
door.
went and told she was sparking drama.
She's sparking.
So
she's being messy.
So what
you
she
gonna
does
leave
is-
me behind? I'll
she-
show you bitches.
Mhm.
I'll show you bitches. Honey, you better enjoy your cultural visit. So she has like two concurrent dramas that she's starting.
Yes. One of them is
So-
that. You want me to go? So
No,
one
go
of them
ahead,
is that Blair and Joe are in the bedroom, and for some reason,
Yeah.
Blair takes Joe into her confidence and says, "Listen, I need you to make up an excuse for me because when we're in the city on Saturday night, I'm going to sneak out and go see Baryshnikov, but I'm going to go do it with Roger, Nancy's man." Now, Nancy's been dating Roger since last season. Like, this shit is serious. Like, that Roger has hit it in the back seat with Miss Nancy because Nancy is a slut.
That's why she's wearing those
Okay.
horse riding pants,
Yes.
girl. So she's prolapsed during the entire episode.
Because, honey, all last season he was like dirty talking to her on the phone, and so that thing is real. Her and Roger are real, and so I was really taken aback that Blair would do something like that to she didn't want to sleep with Roger. She just wanted to go see Baryshnikov, but she knew that Roger was into so shady. Like, that is fucked up and shady.
That's
And
fucked up.
it is. And Tootie is hearing through the door, and Joe reluctantly agrees to back her up, and that's the first piece of drama.
And we all know that the currency exchange for Baryshnikov is, putting out. That's the payment.
Yeah.
So-
Lord knows I would, honey, to go see Baryshnikov. Shoot, I'd at least bugger your toe.
But
At least
you'd have to sleep with Roger, whoever this
Honey,
Roger dude is.
We have never seen Roger. He could be fabulous, but I feel like he's not.
He could be the human incarnation of hot dog water. We don't know.
He probably is. He's probably like that guy. Did anyone see Human Centipede 2?
Oh,
It's probably like that dude.
The best of the trilogy. The critics agree.
That is the best one.
Yeah.
That is the best one. It is.
What was sending
I
me
have
though
Human
is that
Centipede
Blair had
all
this
by
little
myself.
Joe Crawford moment, like sort of like Queen Bee, to reference an earlier episode, where she was full on like, I mean, he is her man, but he could be mine if I wanted him.
Yes.
Yes.
It's like, girl.
What a stuck-up bitch.
Yeah, and it's too easy. It's too flip. It's like whatever with her feelings and her relationship.
Yeah, but you know what? But as Nancy herself pointed out, her hair was looking dull and dry. Okay, so maybe Roger's starting to wander because he likes glossy-haired bitches.
Well, the thing is,
like with Tinga when she was 9.
The thing is, it wasn't. Her hair was looking glossy and dry, but he did not mean the hair on her head.
Hello. So
No.
that's drama 1. Now, meantime, in
That's
the
drama
background,
number 1.
Mrs. Garrett has to go for an eye exam and get new glasses. And apparently it's in walking distance. So I paid attention to that part. I'm like, is this bitch driving? When she comes back, she tells
Her eyes are
Howard.
dilated.
Right. She tells Howard, the cook, who was in this again for some reason, her eyes are dilated, but she's being like real, wonky, wobbly, whatever. Goes into the other room, stumbling into things and being silly. And Tootie thinks that she's had too much to drink.
Yes.
Okay. Is that
But
because her eyes are dilated, she can't see?
Right. But with no real proof other than the actions of Mrs. Garrett. But that's not enough to formulate this lie that Mrs. Garrett is drunk. It's like, it's not.
But she
cool.
also says, oh, it's amazing what a couple of drops will do.
Right.
And she's like, a couple of big drops.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Combine
And it's
that with
slapstick.
the feedback we had to watch it back on. So Charlotte Rae sounded drunk. So
A little.
Yes.
It was right on the line. It was right on the line. It was.
But Charlotte Charlotte Ray, my God, she's such a pro in this. Like the way that she like knocks over
Yes.
the chair. Oh, I'm sorry, and picks it. She was great.
Yeah.
But so
It's physical comedy. It's really good.
So Tootie tells Natalie about this, and actually, it's kind of Natalie that sparks the fire because
Well,
Natalie's
Natalie
like,
makes it
"Oh,
worse.
Mrs. Garrett was drunk."
She was drunk. She was blitzed. Blah blah blah, and that's what blows it up.
Come on, girls, come and listen to what Tootie's got to say.
Yeah, because
Right,
what Tootie
right.
said was, "Oh, she was stumbling around, and like Tootie alluded to her thinking that maybe Mrs. Garrett was drunk, and then Mindy Cohn was like, "Oh my God, like she's 3 sheets to the wind,"
Right,
and it goes all over the school,
right, and also because Sue-Ann and Cindy have a real evil-looking moment where they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
we'll never tell."
Because those two bitches are upset that they're not on the show anymore.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? We're gonna fuck our Charlotte Ray up.
So it comes to the attention of Mr. Harris, who, by the way, the third rumor is that he's wearing a toupee.
Yes.
And it's quite obvious. And it all comes to a head when he confronts Mrs. Garrett in her boudoir about her drinking problem. And she's like, "Nah, bitch, here's my prescription. What about it?" And then Mrs. Garrett comes down on Tootie like, "Bitch, how dare you? How very dare you?"
Just real quick though, have all of us gotten our eyes dilated? Has anyone had their eyes dilated? It is
Yes,
so fucked
but
up.
I ain't seen him in so long, girl.
But I don't mean like an errant shot of cum, girl. I mean actual eyes dilated. Yeah,
Yes.
because we've all gotten a little splash of cum in the eye, and you're like, dude, come on, no.
Honey, that's how you get conjunctivitis.
Conjunctivitis, honey. Yes.
You gotta be careful.
Yes, but honey, every time I have had my eyes dilated, I had my eyes dilated just a few months ago because these are brand new glasses. But the last time as well was a big snow day. It's always like on a snow day. And so I leave the office and everything is covered in white, which is reflecting the light. And then I'm also blinded and I'm like stumbling around the East Village like Mr. Magoo, like, oh shit, I can't see anything.
Honey, but you spent all the
sound of
90s like that.
visual. I'm getting in my mind like you're walking through a construction site in the snow. And shit.
What the hell? Yes. Honey.
Mrs.
And then of course somebody walks by that I know and they're like, "Oh, there goes Matinga. Looks like she got conjunctivitis again."
She got it again, girl. They call
She
you
got it
Mr.
again.
Magoop.
Mr. Magoop.
So Mrs. Garrett is really pissed,
She's-
and she says
yeah.
to Tootie, "You're gonna put that tongue to work," and takes off her blouse.
That's right.
Okay.
Pop.
Ew.
So how does this crazy ass episode wrap up?
Well, you forgot that Tootie further got messy by exposing Blair's plan to Nancy.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yes.
And don't take the fall.
Yes.
Right.
And I have to say that they have a little bit of a blow up, right? Like, and of course, they should have a big giant blow up. They have a little bit of a blow up. They're not speaking to each other again. But then the next day, when all of this is close to getting resolved, but hasn't been resolved yet, all the girls, all of the original girls, including Nancy and Blair, are sitting at a table together, gossiping about Mrs. Garrett. And I thought to myself, girl, honey, if I found out that you were going to go on a date with my man the day prior, honey, you wouldn't be sitting at that table. I'd be like, bitch, don't even look at me sideways, or I'm going to not only bleach everything you own, I'm going to drag you out of this school by your hair and throw you in the river.
Yeah,
like,
but you
and
know
I'm like
what?
just chilling.
Ice down her bra.
She did
I'm
do
like,
that.
Mama, that was the least. You're like, she whoop your ass.
She had to
Right.
whip your ass. Yeah, it was like,
Nah,
it was
I
like,
don't-
girl, like they would not be sitting at the same
Nah,
table.
I'd be like, you know what? Don't fight me,
Yeah.
honey. Fight your man. Don't fight me. Fight your man. That's what the
I'm
problem
not
is. Your
down
man.
for the play.
I'm
Oh,
not
no,
down
no,
for
no, no.
play.
No, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight you, and then I'm not gonna say anything to my man until he falls asleep. At which point, I will crazy glue his nuts to his thigh, and then wake up and scream fire and see what happens.
Okay.
But Blair has it coming from both sides because Nancy's going to strangle her, and Joe also threatens to beat her down.
Down.
Right?
Yes, and Joe could beat like all of them down.
What I
Right,
loved
'cause
about
Joe's
that
like, "Do you wanna say
conversation
that
between
again?"
Blair and Tootie
Nope.
was like Tootie fully looked at both of them like, both of you ain't gonna do shit. I wish you would.
Exactly.
I have to say that Mrs. Garrett figures it out with Mr. Harris, and then goes downstairs to deal with Tootie. And I have to say that once again, like the punishment did not fit the crime. Like just like like just filling out those envelopes and bullshit. Like, honey, I would have been, Tootie, you're on suspension. You can't leave the house for a month. Go to every single bathroom and clean them with a toothbrush. Like, but you almost got me to lose my job. Like,
I don't know the optics of that.
It was ugly gossip, but it was ugly gossip. You have to learn a lesson. Like, all the girls like let her off so lightly.
But she didn't get. She has to lick 1,000 envelopes.
Girl,
right?
one time I called. You know that I went to Catholic school. I went to Catholic grade school, and one time in the lunchroom, I called the lunch monitor, Sister Catherine, a bitch. I did. I was like, "You're a bitch," and like I'm in like 6th grade, and she was like, "Oh, really?" And so once lunch came out, and that was the last lunch period of that day. This is not a joke. She poured uncooked rice on the floor. Like uncooked rice on the floor. She made me roll up my pants and kneel on the rice with my arms out for an hour, saying the Lord's Prayer. And when I was done, my legs were bleeding top to bottom, both of them.
For that
That's
hour
what
that
a
you were
nun
like,
does. That's a true story. It's a true story.
Ooh,
Were you
it's
like,
fucking
arms
fuck
control?
1812. Shit.
arms control.
I was like, arms control.
Take that, Sister Katie. Or
Fuck
whatever
you,
your name
Sister
is.
Catherine. And I will say that my mother came to the school and like threatened to
She's like, you wasted all
threatened
this
bodily
good
harm.
rice?
This is good rice, honey. With blood? That's how we do in Puerto Rico.
Thank you.
We make some more tea on this,
irregardless.
honey. But yeah, but that's
So
punishment.
gossip-
That is a punishment. And I never called her.
Well-
I never cursed at her again. I will not to her face.
Well, keep in mind, Mrs. Garrett did not lose her job. Tootie did tell everyone that Mrs. Garrett is not a drunk and that Blair is a hoe and that Joe did not spill the tea.
Blair is a hoe.
And at the end,
Mhm.
she is a
Yes.
hoe. And all the girls sort of chip in and say, you know what, Tootie, we're all going to work our tongues for you. And they help her with the envelopes and stamps. And
Yeah, I
Mrs.
would-
Garrett makes sure to point out that they're still friends. She's still friends with Tootie.
Yes. You know what? I needed a harsher penalty on Tootie. Honey, I needed her
Mhm.
they should not have helped her with those envelopes. I would have been like,
Because you're a vindictive bitch. That's
I would have
why.
been like, you know what your punishment is? Go into that closet with Roger and he's gonna do you in the booty. And honey, and if you
Miss
dare shit in the
Thing.
closet, young lady, it's gonna be on.
This turned into like a Linda Blair movie all of a sudden. One of those real dark 80s Linda Blair movies.
The seduction of Tootie.
Wasn't this the movie Sybil with Sally Field? I don't know what's going on.
Oh my God. The colostomy bag scene. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, yo, I read the book of Sybil when I was like 7. I had some fucked up reading choices. It put me through changes. I was reading Sybil, Ordeal, the Linda Lovelace story, and Faggots by Larry Kramer. I had a very crazy childhood. But so everything ends well. I don't know if these girls ever come back for another episode, but they sure were in this one. And that is just the facts.
Gossip episode season 2. I think it was episode 14, if I'm not mistaken.
It may have been.
I
It
gotta
may
say
have
the
been.
punishment did fit the crime though, because if I recall correctly from sitcom history, I believe somebody's bride died by licking envelopes and some sitcoms mad about you or something.
On Seinfeld,
On Seinfeld.
actually, Norman Buckwell mentioned it just right here.
Hey,
So
James,
it's perfect.
question. Is Mrs. Garrett wearing a wig?
It's a hairpiece.
It's a hairpiece.
It's a hair piece, yeah, in the back.
It's combed in.
Yeah.
But maybe later in later seasons, it's a full-on
Oh,
wig.
girl, I am so sure it is like a full-on Dolly Parton situation where it's just the bangs.
Let's talk about your wigs for
She
a
has
second.
that bump it. She had that bump it.
Mhm.
So, for those of you who know or do not know, James is a master wig stylist and reconstructionist. You take busted ass like Party City wigs, the type that Matinga would wear,
Yes.
and you turn them into
Yes.
beautiful creations. What are some of your favorite wigs that you've done on your channel?
Beautiful.
I'd say my favorite ones that I've done so far are, when I did that Raquel Welch lace front wig, because that was so expensive and
Yes.
such bullshit.
Really?
But you did 2 of them. You did a lace front, and then you did another one of her wigs that wasn't a lace front.
Yeah, the hard front, and the hard
The
front
hard
was
front.
better.
It looked that hard front Miss thing looked so beautiful when you were done with it. It was gorgeous.
I was
You
just like,
turned
I
it out.
envy Raquel Welch because this woman has fully found a market of like old ladies that she is just fully just selling bullshit to.
Yeah.
Smart.
But it seemed like they seem like decent quality, but way too expensive.
Oh yeah.
Way too expensive.
Not $500 for synthetic.
Now,
Mama.
James also has his own wig line where he sells beautiful wigs, and then I think he'll also style them for a separate fee as well. But you have your own wig line.
Yeah, I do. What sets my wigs apart from everyone else's is that I do a lot of extra work to it. Like I do hairline customization to them and everything. So it's not like anything else you're gonna find.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's what makes the difference.
specific.
Yeah.
And can we talk about your relocation for a second?
Of course.
So you're moving to a new city, a new destination. Yes.
Yes, she's moving to Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. So you're kind of like a
that's such a
Vegas
good move.
showgirl, right? Is that the reason for going to Vegas? Because you're like a showgirl type?
I'm more of a slot jockey, but I'll take showgirl.
Hello.
Okay.
And this hair girl.
Hello.
Darling, she was the
Hello.
slot machine.
I
And if
am
you-
the salt machine, darling.
And listeners and viewers, you can find Jaymes and her wonderful wig stylings and puppet creations on the YouTube channel, which is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, I think. And it's going to be in the description below. And Jaymes is on Instagram and Facebook and all the socials. And all of that is going to be in the description of this episode.
And James's channel has tons and tons of great content, not just wig styling and puppet making, but he also does a little bit of gay history, just like us.
Oh, the
And-
drag history.
which I happen to love. I wish you'd actually revisit that because I just love. The other day I watched your Tallulah Bankhead and your Joan Crawford, like just great stuff.
I would do it more, but like the
Mhm.
problem with YouTube, and I'm sure y'all experience this too, when you start using third-party material, YouTube will shut you down.
They shut you
Copyright,
down.
honey. Copyright. Yes.
Yep.
That is absolutely a real thing. But podcasts like this, if you're listening to it, ain't no copyright drama whatsoever. So
Ain't
we're
none.
going to wrap up this delicious episode. People in the comment section, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Jaymes, thank you so much for being a part of this magic
Yes.
that we call So Auntie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, boys.
And-
Thank you so much.
And until next time, this is Mike Shadiamond.
This is Miss Matinga.
This is Booby.
And me.
Mwah. Ciao.
Auntie Ways.